good morning again. We're going to come to you with the last installment with the East Coast Heavy Duty Truck Rally.
And today we're going to be concentrating on solar. So at these rallies, you do learn a lot about your heavy duty trucks, but normally they also have other seminars such as solar and fire suppressant things. I mean, there's all kinds of different seminars at each rally.
Today's video, you will see where Chad explained very extensively for a 3.5-hour seminar about solar.
But this video is not going to be 3.5 hours.
No. But it was very good and very informative.
So make your plans to attend one of these rallies, and I'll list all three in the comments below with their websites. And yeah, you learn a lot. Go away, you meet a lot of friends.
Absolutely.
You meet a lot of people.
Yeah, seminars are good, but the people that we've met along the way is, to me, the shining light in the whole aspect of it.
Because we've done other travels other than just at the seminars with a lot of friends that we've met.
Yes,
absolutely. At the seminar. So just good way to meet people, learn a lot, share information about your rig with others.
Just a good atmosphere.
Good atmosphere. We are Rickey and Denise. We sold everything in 2020 and hit the road to RV full time. We travel in our Freightliner M2 truck, pulling our DRV JX 450 full house that hauls our 2020 Harley Tri-Glide. We invite you to travel along with us as we are soaring together. Well, welcome once again to East Tennessee. We're here in Crossville at the Heavy Duty Truck Rally. That's the heavy duty trucks that have been converted to the RV haulers. And in today's video, they're going to talk about solar. So I gave the camera to Rickey and he did some video for me. So let's take a peek at some of the things that was shared today in the seminar.
So for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Chad Heiser. I run the West Coast Heavy Duty Truck Rally. This is my first time at the East Coast Rally. I talked with Carl and offered to give some presentations of the rally here. A little background on me. I just retired from a career in law enforcement last September after almost 28 years. I started doing this type of work as far as giving presentations and installing solar and battery and inverter systems a little over 10 years ago. And my rig was the first rig I installed, and I'll show you some pictures of that later in the presentation. After I did that install, I had a background in electricity. My dad's a master electrician. I used to work with him when I was a kid. So I had a little bit of a background in it and decided to build a system for myself a long time ago, and then some of my friends started seeing that I could go out and run my TV and my microwave and other things without having to start a generator, and they didn't wanted to know how I could do that, so then they started asking me, and then they started asking me to build systems for them. So I started doing it on the side for a while, and then when I retired, I decided to turn it into a business. I can monitor everything my system's doing remotely as long as my trailer has internet access, and I have internet access wherever I'm at. I can see what all the temperatures are in my rig. I can turn my generator on and off. I can start my air conditioners. This is a free interface that Victron offers. If you have Victron components and you put a servo or Venus device in your Victron system, they offer free internet monitoring of your system. It's built into the software and hardware that it comes with. I'm going to start off, the first part of the presentation will be all about batteries, then I'm going to go into inverters, and then I'll go into solar, so I'll break it up into 3 sections. And when you're building a system, they really are 3 separate pieces of the system. You don't have to do them all at once. You can start and do it in pieces. I usually recommend start with the battery bank if you're going to start with something, because that's what you're building your system around. But once you have a good battery bank, then you can add solar, or you can add an inverter, or you can add both. can do them all three at the same time.
Hi there.
Hi. So we're here with Allison today, and Allison has come to the rally to just check everything out. You and your husband?
Absolutely. We're just learning, just trying to get started. It has been an overwhelming wealth of knowledge here, and it's been great having the opportunity to pick everyone's brains.
So you're looking at possibly a large fifth wheel, so you want something big to pull it with.
Yes, after hearing horror stories and realizing the cost of a new pickup truck in order to pull one of these big heavy fifth wheels, realizing that it actually makes more sense to do a medium duty or a heavy duty truck.
Yeah, because you need that brake power and, well, just the comfort. But these big trucks have air ride and good brakes.
I heard airbags on top of airbags on top of airbags.
And that's the way it is, and it works really, really well, and it is very comfortable. You know, you're not as tired when you get off the road.
Yeah. So Ricky did some video in this morning of the solar. You were in on that seminar?
Yes.
So the solar, is that something that you think you all will eventually be interested in? Or
Definitely. Not sure exactly. You know, we want to ultimately have the opportunity to boondock.
Boondock.
So,
Okay.
You know, having the ability to regenerate or, you know, replace the electricity that we're using is important.
Yeah. So Ricky was telling me that, you know, the solar, the actual install of the solar, everybody's not going to do their own. But some people just want to sit in on a seminar like this just to learn. I mean, you'll have somebody else install it, possibly, but you want to be able to troubleshoot some things and do a few things yourself if you have issues, and it's good to know how it's installed.
Know how it's installed, realizing the, you know, just the requirements is, you know, incredibly informative. You know, trying to figure out how to power what we want to, we think at least we want to power. You know, that was knowledgeable. I didn't realize how many different things affect the amount of energy that you can pull from the sun. You know, a lot of times, you know, you see solar panels and on top of roofs and things like that, and you think just, you know, place it and forget it. But, you know, realizing that buildup of pollen, you know, dust, that type of thing. So
there is maintenance and cleaning that you have to do.
Right.
So solar, benefits of solar. It'll maximize your battery life, helps keep batteries charged with pure DC power directly from the sun, helps prevent deep discharges of your batteries, it'll lengthen your battery life. If you think about it, if you're out boondocking, if you don't have solar, then, you know, you run the batteries down, then you got to kick the generator on and charge the batteries back up, and then you're repeating that cycle over and over again. With solar, your batteries never get as low as they would if you didn't have solar, because there's always, at least during the day, there's always juice going back into the battery as you're taking juice out of the battery, so they don't get down as low as they would if you didn't have solar. You're less likely, especially with AGM or lead acid, to take them below that 50% state of charge mark, because you've got power coming into them during the day to help recharge them, so that when you go overnight and use your batteries, they don't get as low because they've had power put back into them during the day. There's low maintenance with the solar system. There's no fuel to haul around or consume, no moving parts, no noise. All you have to do is keep the solar panels clean and make sure the connections are good, and that's it for a solar system. Once you install it, unless you're going to tilt the panels, once you install it, the only maintenance to a solar system is keep the panels clean, and then on a semi-regular basis, which you should be doing with your roof anyway, is going up on the roof and checking your seals and all that stuff every 6 months or once a year or so. Check the connections on the solar panels and make sure they're good. That's the only maintenance involved. It gives you electrical independence. A properly sized system with the appropriate components can allow you to go where you want to go without wondering where your power will come from.
So you all said that you're looking at retiring in
8 years.
8 years. So you're doing your homework, and that's good. You're doing your research, and because we spend a lot of money for these rigs, so you want to make sure that you get in and
we get what we want, and you know, this way too, we've got the time and the opportunity to be able to see what what's out there and what might work for us. And if the opportunity presents itself before the 8 years, great. If not, we're not rushing around trying to figure it out.
Right. So you're here in the camp for the sessions during the day, but you're actually staying in a hotel
Yes.
nearby. So you don't have to own your rig yet. You can come and do as Allison's doing and learn and get educated before you spend the money to do this life. And Ricky and I have been doing it for 2 years, and we love it.
And hopefully we'll be joining you in 8 more years.
And it was good to talk to you.
Thank you.
We'll be seeing you around this week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
So we're going to go now to Chad and learn a little bit about firearms.
I put this presentation together a couple of years ago as part of my West Coast Rally that I put on. And some people had asked me, because we do an actual range day out at the West Coast Rally, so I do this and another firearms presentation prior to going out to the range to let people who are either less experienced or not experienced at all with firearms to get a little bit of a background in it before we take them out to the range and actually let them shoot guns. So this isn't going to get into the specifics of shooting and stuff. I'm going to talk a little bit about gun stuff for personal protection, but this isn't intended to be teach you how to shoot or teach you how to do any of that stuff. My little disclaimer here is I'm not intending to address any specific laws in any states. I'm not an expert on all 50 states at all as far as concealed carry and what the gun laws are. I'm just covering firearms issues related to handguns in this presentation. I'm not going to talk about rifles or shotguns. If somebody has questions about those, I can answer them, but I'm not specifically going to cover them in this presentation. This is more meant to be thought-provoking and get you thinking about personal protection, not just firearms, but personal protection in general, with some information about firearms to go along with that.
In this firearms presentation, Chad discussed why have a personal and home or RV protection plan, how to avoid conflict, seconds count when you find yourself in a situation, and how to gain those crucial seconds. Don't look like a victim. Simple things to make your RV safe. Lock up, have motion lights, and have a secure place in your home if you should find yourself in an unsafe situation.
Well, next year, Lord willing, mine will be here.
What do you get?
I'm working on Volvo now.
All right.
Working on the bed, but I'm doing some modifications changes now since what I've already seen this week.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and I learned that I need to put a cushion ride on my camper, so I'm running a regular rigid hitch
You got rigid hitch on your truck.
now. Yeah, so I'm gonna make room.
You need to put your ET on that.
I'm fixing to fix it up right now. I done measured some over there yesterday, so I can go ahead and start preparing to put an ET on the back of mine.
You're watching YouTube?
Yeah, I do.
You might
That's
just be
how
on
I
YouTube.
That's how I found out about this HDD.
Okay.
I found the first video I seen was
Sweet's Travels?
Jones Into
Jones
Travel.
into Travel?
And I've watched a lot of his YouTube.
We've been doing this 12 years. We took it over 12 years ago, and honestly, this rally I think was the most congenial group of people, and I applaud you guys because this has been a really great group of people for getting together, speaking up, not complaining, not doing. It's just been a good group of people. I think this has been the best one, so I applaud you guys.
Carl, I think maybe one reason this rally has been so friendly is because more time was more time was left open so we could mingle rather than sit through seminars. The fact that this was very loosely structured was of great benefit to all of us. I really enjoyed this rally.
Yep. Thanks for making us feel welcome. Good bunch of people, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
had an awesome time there at the rally, and just wanted to share this one last video with you, and hope that maybe you'll make plans to attend one of the rallies. And anything you'd like to say?
Thanks for subscribing. Come along the journey. Looking forward to meeting all of you.
And don't forget, like and subscribe so you won't miss us as we are soaring together.